Welcome back to the Unlocked and Unleashed podcast. I'm your host, Jonathan Ryan, and with me I have two incredibly special guests. And we have an absolute banger episode coming at you today.
Ayo.
I'm really excited. I know they're excited.
Oh, yeah.
So let's just jump right in. Do you guys want to start? Introduce yourself. Tell me about how many summers you spent at camp and also what roles you've served in. So, do you want to start?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm Grace, the older, better looking twin.
Some might say that.
Yes. I was a camper from 7 years old to 11. So I did all the age ranges, and then LIT for 3 years, AC for 3 years, and then on staff for 4 years. These past 4 years.
Dude.
It's been a trip.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Micah Sambolt.
The younger, less attractive twin.
Well, that is debatable. Certainly younger, but I was a camper for that same amount of time, LIT for that same amount of time. I was a counselor in 2020. That was a fun year.
I'm sure.
My first group was 13 high adventure boys, and I didn't do any staff training until I was a head counselor leading staff training. So it was all just off of what we remembered as kids.
That's good.
It was good. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I think the campers did too, but yeah. So all the ages of camper, LIT, AC, counselor, head counselor, and now maintenance guy.
Dude.
Maintenance guy.
Maintenance guy.
Yeah.
Come on.
Digging holes, cutting down trees.
Dude, only
That's you.
the Lord's work, so that's awesome. Okay. We like to start this podcast with somewhat of a fun introduction question, get the ball rolling, get us comfortable having a conversation. And this has been on my mind literally since like 2 or 3 weeks ago when I decided that I wanted to have you on the podcast. So you talked about it a little bit. You guys are twins. They are twins. And the first question I'm sure you've gotten by so many people when they find out that you're twins is twin telepathy a real thing?
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I feel like we're betraying twin kind by revealing that fact.
Yeah, you're not supposed to say that. That's kind of a...
Okay, cut this out,
trouble.
Kian. This is cut this out now. Okay, can you guys prove it? Like,
What am I thinking about right now? Wait, hold on. I should tell him first.
yes. That's
good.
good.
And then...
Okay. That's a good thing to think about. I think about that a lot too.
It's
I'm not
on my
gonna lie.
mind all the time.
At least 6 times a week.
Is it dinosaurs?
Oh my gosh! Okay, guys. Now you'll actually think this is funny, but I kid you not. The word he whispered into my ear was dinosaurs. You might have been able to pick it up on the mic even, so that's incredible.
Yeah.
So it is a real thing.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
proved it.
Yeah.
Wow.
You also probably want to climb that wall too.
Yeah, I do. That was on my mind.
Yeah.
Sure. Is dinosaurs
Yeah.
climbing the wall? Maybe dinosaurs climbing the wall. That'd be incredible.
Maybe you try the rocks.
combo.
Sure.
And just to have a rock wall is
Right
just
behind you. It's
a
tempting.
really good idea.
Yeah.
Just as a whole.
That's good. Okay, so we solved that. That's incredible.
Yep.
Awesome. Let's move on. Talk to me about what it's been like serving at camp with your twin, because you guys were campers together. You were LITs, ACs, and then eventually staff together. So what was that experience like?
Yeah, I feel like we didn't do a lot of staff time together. I don't think we were ever in the same program. Maybe once.
If you count...
You did sub for Jaden, and so you were my head counselor for a week.
That was so much fun.
But that was the extent of doing staff work together.
Yeah.
But yeah, we did every week of camp together.
Shared every birthday.
Shared
It
every
usually
birthday,
comes
yes.
hand in
And I think we both fell in love with the environment of camp and like just wanted to go all in, even though we were like obviously never in the same group.
Yeah.
But yeah, we both took away a lot from it, even though we did very different things.
Wait.
You did mostly Solaris, and I was Shiloh,
Yeah.
so very different worlds.
Well, yeah. I mean, I had counseled at every camp, but I was mostly at Solaris as a counselor. Yeah, we were never... Honestly, even as ACs and LIT, well, obviously as LITs we're in different groups, but even as ACs, I don't think we were ever put together for the same activity.
That was probably probably intentional.
That was probably intentional.
That was probably intentional.
Mom definitely called camp and said, just
Do
don't.
not put them together.
That would be way too much bickering and fighting. Like, if I was too big, I was too small. Yeah, no, that we were never at, other than my head counselor year or week at
Right.
Shiloh, I don't think we were ever in the same place. I did specifically request that I was your head counselor though. When Adriana, she came up to me saying, hey, Micah, can you fill in for a week? There's 2 people that are out. We need you to cover for at least one of them. And I said, okay, can I have Shiloh and can I be Grace's counselor? She was like, oh, maybe we can see what we can do. And then it was. And that was so much fun.
Was it fun for you too? Did you enjoy it, or you're like, this is what
I convinced my group of teen adventure girls to ambush him with shaving cream.
Okay, so it was fun.
Yeah, so
Oh my
I took
goodness.
advantage of it. It was good. It was a good time.
I think that was even your
Yeah.
right. Like, as the older, more attractive, you know,
Yeah,
twin.
yeah.
Like,
That's
you
what I'm
have
saying.
to.
You got to keep them in
You
check.
have to shaving cream.
Yeah.
So
Look.
Yeah.
that's good. Yeah, that's awesome.
No, yeah, I don't think I abused my power too much, other than making you join me for many camp song. But
You did feed us burgers for the late stay.
oh, that's right.
Yes.
Oh, that was so
Dude,
good.
Yeah.
I think about those burgers.
Oh yeah, you were there, right? Yeah.
like
That was such a fun week.
once a week. Oh my
They
gosh.
were really good
Best
burgers.
burgers
I make
think
the
I've
best
had in my
smash burger
life.
this side of the Mississippi, and I'm not
Holy
even lying. That's a
moly.
real fact. That's
Yeah.
a real fact.
Dude.
That was, I think about that week specifically a lot, because I was head counselor for Solaris for a whole summer, but I always wanted to be the Shiloh head counselor, and I didn't get that opportunity. So when Adrienne asked me to be a head counselor, I was like, yes! And I still think about the skit that we did.
Oh my gosh.
The skit that we
Which
did.
one, dude? They all were incredible.
When I came in, I remember asking either you or Felicity, I was like, okay, so who's skit team? Like, who do I got to talk to for that? And you're like, oh, we don't have that. We don't have one. And I was like, oh, that is changing today.
Yeah.
I am taking over that position. And oh my goodness, that skit was
All
so
those
much
skits were
fun.
so incredible.
I made him do push-ups in a hot dog costume
I've
with
heard.
no arms.
I've
You were
heard.
there. Why am I even telling you? Anyway, I think
times.
about that week a lot.
That's good. Solid week.
Solid
Okay.
week.
Okay, so speaking about, serving at camp together, all jokes aside, we throw around who's more attractive and all that business. But I do need to know this. Has anyone ever mixed you guys up before?
No.
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 That hasn't
No
happened
one has-
before.
I think it's the nose that really distinguishes us.
Yeah, and you're like,
It is definitely the height. It is definitely the fact that I'm almost like 2 feet taller
I
than you.
don't think so. I think it's the nose.
Do I have to make you stand up to prove
No.
it? I think we
okay.
should stand up. Jonathan, should we stand up to prove this? Or are we're just gonna take Grace's word that it's the nose that separates the two of us?
maybe we can move on to the next question. I was just curious, because you're twins. People are like, they might
got
get
long
it mixed
hair.
up. Yeah. Well, you never know, dude. So okay.
Okay, yeah. I
Do you
guess I
have
different
any
noses.
camp conspiracy theories? We'll just move on to that. I think
Okay.
that's probably a good decision.
Yeah, we can just move on. That's cool.
Camp conspiracy theories?
Yes.
Because I have a couple, and I am mostly asking this question just so that I can talk about them.
Yeah.
Right.
But I'd love to hear what you guys have to say as well.
Actually, I don't know if you've already brought this up before, but I've had this conspiracy theory that we are definitely on a different cat than Smokey.
Oh no, for sure.
We've had many Smokies,
Yeah.
but the Kaisers will not admit to it.
Yeah.
Because we've had we're on our second cat.
I think
And
there was a
That
smoky
is
cat
true.
when I was a camper, which was
Yes, that's what
10
I'm
years
saying.
ago.
Yeah.
How long do cats live? I don't know if it's
not
that long.
Like, not that long. Because she's
And
you
Smokey's small too. You can't tell me that's a full-grown cat.
Right?
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
you see Smokey now, and she's a spry cat. Like she's running around.
I know. It's that's not a 13-year-old cat right there. There's just
No.
not a shot.
Yeah.
That is
So,
true.
I truly wonder how many Smokies we've
Yeah.
been through.
Yeah. And I think we're also on a second Sassy. I don't know if Sassy is the same horse yet.
Either Sassy's invincible
Sure.
or yeah, it's a different Sassy. Because
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Sassy was at her birth or something.
Yeah.
She's old.
No,
Yeah.
for sure.
She's old. Yeah.
When I
is
was
she the
here,
lost triplet or?
For me.
I feel like if we got a new horse, we'd give it a different name that's kind of similar to sassy.
Like
we'd
snarky?
We have a sarcastic and a snarky. Yeah.
Sarcastic.
Yeah, I'd like that.
That's a good next source name.
Yeah.
You should bring that up.
I was helping Kian with chicken duties earlier this week.
You know,
and
the usual.
Yeah, he's always over there. And I saw Sassy, and in my head I was thinking, I didn't say it out loud, but I should have mentioned something to him because I was like, that horse looks different. There's something about him. It doesn't look.
Was it the jaw? Because I heard that she got like a jaw injury not too long ago.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
That is right.
Yeah.
From a supposed Australian. Is that what you're referring?
No, that's what I'm referring to.
Yeah. Kian is.
I heard. So.
He's a wild man.
Keep
Wow.
Sassy away from Kian. It's basically all we're saying. At least just watch them.
I don't think Sassy is ever getting close to Kian.
Sure. She's probably traumatized, if anything. So, yeah, that's good. Okay, do you guys want to hear my conspiracy theory?
Yep.
Yes.
This is, keep it on the DL, because I don't know if he finds out, like, it could be a bad thing. But last summer at Shiloh, for every overnighter, like after the campers have gone to bed, the counselors, we have like a campfire and, talk about the week, have some food and all that. And sometimes like I would try to get this fire started for, 20, 30 minutes and I'm like, I can't do it. And so I would call up Jeff and I'm like, hey Jeff, I need you to start a fire. And he would go down there within 5 minutes, just a roaring blaze. And so I talked to Keen about this and I'm like, Keen, have you noticed how good Jeff is at making campfires? And he's like, you know what? I have. And so we have the conspiracy theory that Jeff is secretly a shape-shifting dragon. Yeah. What do you guys think about it? Do you think that's a possibility?
It is a theory.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll give you that.
Sure.
Dragons don't have hair. Jeff doesn't have hair.
Exactly. And so it'd be easy, just like, so.
Actually, that's a good point.
Yeah.
That is a good point.
I've never seen Jeff and a dragon together, so.
In the same room.
You know what I
Yeah.
will say? Is I've picked up on a few things from Jeff. I've noticed a very similar thing.
Mm-hmm.
He is super, super good at a lot of various things. Not only starting fires, but one thing that just blew my mind is we had this infinitely large tarp at Solaris that Jeff had packed into one of those tubs that fit on the shelf.
Right.
On a standard
Little tote.
Yeah, a standard tote. We take the tarp out, we use it for the activity, and it's the end of the night, it's time to put it away. And me and Cody are up folding it, and we could not fit it back into that tote. We could not fit it back into that tote. And then there was like 4 of us. It was me, Cody, and then 2 of the counselors. We were like, we tried almost every possible way to fold it to get it back in this tote. We gave up. We gave up doing it. We just threw it onto the shelf and called it a day. Also, his ability to set up tents.
Incredible.
He does. Yeah. I think actually, I'm not going to say that, but I'm pretty sure he can put up the white tent, the large white tent.
I think he probably could.
By himself.
No, for sure.
He's very good at it.
Yeah. No, it's insane. Moon bounces too.
Moon bounces.
Like he can put down moon bounces on his own in sub 5 minutes.
Oh,
it's
easy.
Incredible.
Easy. I was pretty good at moon bounce. When I was a counselor, either it was morning outdoor group and indoor whatever.
Action teams.
Yes, that's the word.
Yeah.
I was always on outdoor teams, and one time, me and Isaac Wegerson, we were in charge of moon bounces, and we got really good at doing moon bounce.
But not as good as Jeff.
Not as good as Jeff.
Good as Jeff.
That's the deal. There was no amount of times I could fold up a tarp, put up a tent, or put away moon bounce, and be better than Jeff at those things.
Yeah. Incredible.
I don't get how he does it.
Yeah.
Or make a fire.
And even I'm sure he's practiced those things, but I think he's just a natural random task machine.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because you'll see
He's a
him try
Swiss
some.
Army knife of men.
He literally is. That is a good way to put it. Because you'll see him do something and you're like, wow, that was incredible. how long did you practice that? And he's like, oh, that was my first time. I'm like, are you kidding?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's really good with a sledgehammer too. I'll
Yeah.
leave it at that. But he's really good with a sledgehammer.
Yeah. That's why he can set up the white tent on his own, man.
Yeah.
He
That is
doesn't-
part of it.
He's a
That does help.
one-man machine, so. Okay. That's awesome. Conspiracy theories are always so fun. Moving forward to your guys' time at camp, I think that this is just such a, great question to ask people because I think pretty much everyone has a story about one of these moments. But what is your best and put this in quotations. Basically, I thought this was a good idea, but it's really not a great idea moment from camp.
I got one in
Yeah.
my brain. My very first week as a group counselor, I had a box of Sharpies. And my intention for the box of Sharpies was to like sign my shirt and just to put all their names on my shirt. But so they did that, and then that slowly evolved to them like writing on my arms and then on my legs, and then they're like, Grace, can we Sharpie your face?
No.
And I was like,
I remember this.
sure. I don't have any pictures coming up. You can do it. And their goal was to make me a Smurf. So they took the blue Sharpie and covered my entire face, and that took at least a week to fully fade.
Wow.
You were blue. It was so
Yeah.
funny.
So it was a good idea in theory, but
I'm sure they had a blast.
yeah, they loved it.
Yeah.
These were explorers? Or
So
adventure?
no, this was high adventure.
High
Yeah.
adventure?
High adventure girls. Yeah. So moving forward, I switched out the Sharpies with smelly markers.
Yeah, that's probably a good
Yes.
play.
Yes.
So everything smells like blueberry instead?
But then you can
Rather
wash
than
it out
Sharpie.
after like, one
Yeah,
or two showers. but-
Exactly.
Right.
Not after a week.
You're still
week.
like stained
Yeah.
blue though for a little bit.
The shower was very blue that
Oh,
day.
yeah.
I think I remember that. I mean, you've come home from camp with stuff written on your face about a dozen
Yeah, this
times.
happened several other times, but it wasn't with
was never
Sharpie.
that
The first
bad.
time was Sharpie, and I was like, yeah, that was.
You learned your lesson. You're
Yeah,
like,
probably got a lot
I'm
of
surprised you didn't
toxins
just
in my
be like,
bloodstream too.
yeah, true.
Yeah.
Microplastics are cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think.
Okay.
I mean, they're in markers. I don't know. You got like
microplastics
Blue
are
Lake
in
40,
everything, let's be
it's
honest.
Whatever.
okay, Micah, do you have any great idea in the moment, then you realize this is actually not smart?
See, a lot of those have to do with like maintenance stuff.
Oh,
like
yeah.
Trying to put a lawnmower where a lawnmower shouldn't go. But as a counselor,
Hate it when that happens.
well,
Yeah.
oh, dude, I have removed lawnmowers out of like. I've flipped lawnmowers more than I've actually used them here. Like someone else is
That's
using it, and they're like, "Hey, Micah, the lawnmower is upside down near archery. Can you come get this?" And it's like, I guess, because they have to go run. Like if it was Cody, he'd have, he's got other things to do.
Yeah.
He can just stay there and flip the.
Like the writing ones?
Yeah, like the
Those
writing
guys
ones.
are heavy.
Oh, they are heavy.
Wow.
Don't let me tell you. Yeah, no, those are heavy. I mean, a few of the times it's definitely been my fault too. I don't.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. Those are fun.
I mean, who hasn't flipped a lawnmower?
Who
in their
hasn't
day,
flipped
so-
a lawnmower?
Right.
Here, if you haven't
So
flipped
true.
a vehicle while at camp, you've hardly been.
I should get on that. I
Have
don't
you
think
not
I
flipped a go-kart?
No, I don't think I have. So I think I gotta send it this
Yeah.
summer is what I'm hearing.
I got a fun story about that, but that's for later. Anyway, I probably when I was a counselor at Solaris, it was one of the weeks where I was leading a skit. We didn't have a skit team. It was just kind of a group of us who were like, hey, we'll just plan a skit willy-nilly. And I was like,
Right.
we need a new set of like good classic reusable like skits. We got a
Yeah.
handful of them, and I was like, I would like a new one. So I came up with one that I thought was pretty good. I thought it was great because it was based off of one of the parables of the Good Samaritan.
Sure.
But instead of a beaten poor man, it was a philanthropist / inventor with a really bad idea. And so I had this product called sunscreen mayonnaise. And for the skit is I would try to sell my product of sunscreen mayonnaise because you need both of them all the time. Like
Yeah.
if you're on the beach, you genuinely are eating a sandwich.
Sure.
So that just, it would be good to have sunscreen that you can eat and taste like mayo.
Yeah.
But for the skit, I didn't have that because who has that?
Yeah.
So I would just put sunscreen on a piece of bread and I'd leave part of it like unsunscreened. And then when I was on stage, I'd take a bite out of the unsunscreened portion and eat it. And like the kids would be like, oh, that's so gross. But obviously it was fine.
Right.
And so as the parable goes, like I'm trying to sell this, but first guy doesn't help me. They don't invest in my really, really good idea.
Right.
And the second person comes up. Anyways, Declan was one of the counselors, and I was explaining all this to them, and he didn't tell me he was going to do this, but he didn't want me to. He was like, well, if Micah is going to take a bite out of it, then I'm going to take a bite out of it.
Oh, no.
I didn't feel like pointing out, like, I didn't feel like telling him that part of it is edible and part of it isn't, because I told him not to take a bite out of it. And he gets up there. I'm like, hey, sir, rich man, would you like to try my invention? It tastes really good. And he goes, sure. And which, like, I thought it was pretty visible in my face. I was like, no, don't do that. And he took a bite, like where all of the sunscreen was. No. And he committed to it. He ate it. And I poisoned Declan that day. And that was not a very... That was not very good. We've done that skit several times after that, but I clarified.
Very adamant.
If you're gonna take a bite,
sure,
bite near where I did and not on the other side where the sunscreen is.
That's funny.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah. Poor Declan.
Cool. I think those are good moments to see, you know. Camp counselors don't have everything together. Sometimes we eat sunscreen sandwiches, and sometimes you know.
Sometimes
it happens.
You come home blue, so it's just the way of the road. I feel like so. I don't know. Okay.
Either way, you're poisoned.
Either way,
you're
kind of cooked. I'm not gonna lie. Anyways, CampSunshineMemories.org applied to staff this summer. In what ways have your years at camp impacted you? How has it helped you become who God is calling you to be?
Yeah, I think growing up at camp as a little explorer, I had so many role models of great leaders, like my counselors and all the staff I saw as a camper. I was like, oh, you're amazing. And they were just so cool to me, and I thought they were like other than, they were different, they were special, and not something that I could ever fit into. But then fast forward to now, I've been a group counselor, and I've gone through LIT and AC and all that, and I'm like, wow, I just did that. Like my role models as a camper, like I just did what they did, and maybe I'm more capable than I thought of leadership. So camp really impacted how I viewed my abilities in leadership, and it took a lot of encouragement to push me into the next leadership position, but I'm so grateful for it. And it really opened my eyes to, wow, leaders really aren't special or different than me. They just have a little bit more experience, and I can get there too someday.
Yeah, that's really cool. Yeah,
thanks, Micah.
You're welcome.
Thanks.
What about you, Micah?
So the question was, how has it impacted us?
Yeah, just how have you seen the Lord use camp to kind of help you discover your purpose in life and understand who He's calling you to be? Yeah,
no, camp was definitely eye-opening for what I felt my purpose was. I had similar to what Grace was saying, as a kid, you have counselors and you just look up to them and you idol them, and like the things that they do and talk about, it suddenly become important to you. And I just, the people who were my counselors would always tell me cool stories about cars that they fixed or things that they've done, and I've always inspired to be that way. And especially when I became an AC, that was a really important time in my life, because I felt like camp gave me purpose, because not only could I, help kids and lead activities, but they let me, be useful in my own way. Like that's when, found my passion for digging holes and cutting trees.
There we go.
No, I did a lot of that as an AC, and I realized that I like to work with my hands, and I like to try to help make it, like almost literally make experiences for those kids. And I love that so much that I kind of started a career in that, and I still do it at camp today.
Yeah. So that's sick. That's really cool. I think camp has such a unique way of what you're saying, just kind of helping you understand what your passion is. And I think you grow so much and you learn so much about yourself that the Lord's able to use it to just show you that, like, this is what I created you for. Now, go forward and do it and be awesome. So.
Yeah.
You've said before that camp kind of helped you figure out what you wanted to do, and it is counseling, right?
Yeah, no, it literally is. So
I watched the podcast.
I'll just give a quick little bit of my story. So yeah, you're exactly right. Kind of similar to you guys. Like I grew up at camp. I actually didn't like it really to begin with. I thought it was kind of crazy and like I was really introverted as a kid. So I was like, this is insane. But then as an LIT, I kind of started to understand that, oh, like camp is about Jesus. That's why people like it so much. And so it kind of showed me then through staffing what it looks like to, you know, just help campers through what they're facing, whether that be, I don't know, they're just feeling lonely or their dog just passed away or something like that. Just talking to them, I had such a heart for them, I felt like, to just sit with them and listen to them and then offer advice. And so then, yeah, it kind of introduced me into what does this look like then for a full-time kind of career for the rest of my life of counseling. And then the Lord opened the door of biblical counseling, which is counseling people on their problems based on scripture. And so, yeah, that's what I'm studying now in school.
Yeah, that's pretty
and
cool.
So,
Epic.
yeah, it's been so amazing to now be studying it and being like, wow, this is like literally I can tell so many parts of my life woven together, just the Lord's hand in it all, to see that like this is what he created me for and this is my purpose. And so just can't being a part of that and unlocking and unleashing in me like this. I know. There you go. That's where you get the name, guys. So,
That's nuts.
That'd be a
So,
fire
He said the
podcast.
thing.
yeah.
Oh, wow.
It's anyways. That's a way of showing you who you are and what you're made for. So
It told me a lot because I'm the youth leader at my church.
Yeah.
And it was, which I'm really glad, I'm really blessed to have that, because when I stopped being able to be a counselor here, I could have my own group of kids at church. And we're a small church, so I have all of the kids at once, and it's my slice of camp outside of camp.
that's awesome.
And I make the rules, so I get to be as mean to them as I want. Awesome.
That's good. Okay, we're gonna move into a different kind of a segment. It's gonna be rapid fire. I'm gonna say an either or, and you guys have to say which one you prefer. Are you ready?
At the same time? This would test how good we are at
That would be insane. Actually, I like that. Twin telepathy kind of idea. You have to say which one at the same time. Are you guys ready?
Okay.
Okay. Lake or pool?
Like,
Pool.
Oh, not off to a good start, guys. That's tough. Okay.
it's the height. Just to stay in the small end when I can just...
Okay.
Yeah.
Morning person or impossible to wake up?
Morning.
Impossible to wake up.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one, Grace. I'm not gonna lie. Okay. Favorite snack shack snack?
The cookies with ice cream.
Okay,
Yeah,
we got that one the same.
That's
Okay.
the best one.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. Okay. What about the Oreo one or the chocolate chip one?
Chocolate
Chocolate
chip.
chip.
Chocolate chip. Okay, I'm
Yeah.
with you on that as well. Okay. Best worship song right now. Put you on the
Abide.
spot.
Chain
Abide.
breaker.
Chainbreaker. Okay. I like both of those. Very good. Hammock or cabin bunk?
Hammock.
Okay, on that one as well. Very good. Capture the flag or dodgeball?
Capture the flag.
Capture the flag is more fun, but as a counselor, I gotta say dodgeball.
Just to
Why?
Well, that is part of it. But it's just so much easier to set up, and it's so
Yeah.
fun. Like, you gotta
and all
worry-
the kids love it. They're like, dodgeball.
Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, it's so, I think I love them both. That's a very hard decision.
Yeah.
But I think, like, around the wheel, dodgeball wins.
Okay. Last one. Sunrise Devo or late night Devo?
Sunrise.
Sunrise.
Okay. Really? I think I would personally take the late night. I think, there's something moody about the moon in the sky, and you're just. But
Yeah.
sunrise, I can get behind that as well. I think that's.
Sunrise is
that's
more
all.
like a Solaris thing. Like,
Yeah,
usually at
that's
time in the
true.
morning.
Yeah,
I
both.
enjoyed that.
Yeah.
That was my favorite time.
Because we had campfires at the end of the night.
Right.
And that was a big,
Oh,
those
yeah,
were,
that's true.
I guess you could consider that a Devo, but that's a little bit different.
Yeah.
The Devos were always in the morning, and I really enjoyed that.
Very cool. Awesome. Hot take segment. Is cereal soup?
No.
Really? Okay.
See, I
I
get
would
it,
say yes.
but
I think I would say yes
yes.
too as well.
how many soups are cold? How many soups have you had that are cold?
All the ones that come out of the fridge?
Well, what says soup has
What?
to be warm?
Exactly.
Well, okay, if you have like a broth, then all of the fat and the oil in the broth become solid.
I guess that's true.
And
Dang, he beat us with science.
and then a chowder becomes kind of like a pudding like texture.
That clam chowder
dang.
after. No, that's
I think
really
you might
bad.
have converted me, Micah. That is.
I do that
That
at
is a
camp.
solid point.
That's good.
Thank you.
That was off the dome, I'm pretty sure. Wow. That's insane. Okay. If camp had awards, what would the other twin win? So, Micah, you'll say what Grace would win, and it can't be being the shortest person here. And Grace, you'll say what Micah would win.
I think Micah would win longest workday because
That's so sweet.
Micah would go from his full-time job
Yeah.
all the way out to Solaris to do random things.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure your first year of group counseling, you also worked at Culver's on the weekends.
I did. That's right.
So he lived a double life, and yeah, not for the faint of heart.
Yeah.
That was pretty.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did. I was forgetting about that. Thanks. Mine's a little less kind.
Oh, no.
Most often confused with camper.
Oh, no.
Probably. I was thinking, there's been time when I was a head counselor for her for a week, that they were a few of the campers that she had like the future staff shirts. So like you look at me, you're like, which blonde and blue shirt am I talking to?
I have a picture of me when I was a Adventure Boys counselor, and I'm the same height. I'm the same height. That's where I cap out, Adventure Boy height.
It's
And yeah, whenever,
Some of them, I'm in Adventure, or I'm in 3rd grade or 4th grade, and you're like,
no, you're not.
yeah,
you're not.
No, you'll get high adventure and they're like 6'2", and you're like,
Yeah, it's crazy.
go.
Not
yeah.
me.
How am I
You're
supposed to
amazing.
give you a warning when I'm looking up at you?
Yeah,
That's, that's crazy.
I've you just walk up to Grace's crib and like, who is your leader? And I just gotta figure out
Where
what
is
it
she?
Yeah.
It definitely happens.
Yeah. Even
Yeah.
yeah. It
Good times.
happens a lot.
Good times. Okay. Another question for you guys, just kind of a general. What qualities make a great camp counselor? Like, what are the attributes you think shine the most in a counseling environment?
Childlike, not childish.
That's
my
good.
favorite saying Jeff has ever given. Yeah, a group counselor that can play like a child is gonna have so much more fun.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's good.
Yeah,
Makes
yeah.
camp so much better.
Yeah.
So
That's good.
it's my life motto.
That's a
Yeah.
good life motto, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, being able to play with the kids and not like over the kids, that's
Yeah.
a huge thing.
And I think that's something that kind of sets camp apart, because like if you go to a daycare, you know, they're kind of just
Yeah, they're not.
supervisors.
Yeah.
But then kids come here to camp and they're like, my counselor's playing
get to play
dodgeball with
with
me.
adults.
My
Like,
counselor's awesome.
This is incredible. They're talking to me and we're just having a fun time together, and it's not like they're just on their phone watching
Yeah,
me or
it's amazing.
telling me what to do. So yeah, you're gonna say
Yeah.
something else, maybe?
Yeah, just not trying to be the coolest guy in the room.
Yeah.
Like everyone's done it. Everyone who their first week, they're like, I'm just gonna be the coolest counselor ever, and then it goes super wrong because you don't enforce any rules, and then they walk all over you.
Yeah.
And it's just bad. Like you really have to like enforce the rules on them.
Yeah. That's good.
Also, creativity with devos.
Oh.
I don't like. Well, I should say this. I do not recommend. I told the counselors this. Like, don't do the gospel as your first devo.
Interesting.
That's a bad. You shouldn't do that. You shouldn't do it that way. Because like, if it's your first devo, these kids just met you. They're all very nervous, probably not paying attention to you, and you're gonna tell them the most important message that they're ever gonna hear.
Yeah.
And yeah, I always try to do kind of a attention getter as the first devo. Like, tell them there's a lot of fun stories
There's
in the
some
Bible.
crazy.
There's
Bro, the Old
some
Testament, you're like, this is in scripture?
pillars of salt. What?
What?
Yeah.
There's a talking donkey?
Yeah, no, there's a lot of really good ones.
Yeah.
But because you're trying to make the biggest impact, especially, at Solaris, you've been with them 24/7 for 5 days.
Yeah.
If you want
24/7 for 5 days.
24/7 for 24/5. Yeah. Yeah, that was stupid. Anyway, Yeah, you threw me off what I was saying. Nah, I'm just kidding. But if you save it for the end, and the campers like look up to you and they understand what you're saying to them is important, then suddenly the gospel message sounds a lot more believable or enticing.
Yeah.
So
I think even the challenge is weaving, maybe not entirely presenting the gospel, but I think just gospel themes into every conversation that you're having with them to just familiarize them with it. And then, having, I think, spiritual impact or the bonfires you have at Solaris, those kind of things are just so amazing to see how the Lord moves in that. After even just having them for a short week, just the impact that one night can have. And so, that's really cool. Yeah, awesome qualities. So as you guys begin your adult life, which is so exciting, congratulations, by the way. That's
Thanks.
awesome. You basically graduated.
Yeah, we're old.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Punk status. What memories, lessons, experiences, what do you want to take from camp just to remember like this time of your life? Because it's been a lot of years in a core part of your life. So what do you want to remember?
Yeah, for me, right now I work as a nurse aide at a rehab hospital, and I feel like my coworkers could take notes from group counselors because one thing I really valued from our training at camp is like choosing your attitude. Complaining isn't going to help anything.
Sure.
And also believing the best about the campers even when they make the days a little harder. If those attitudes were transferred to my job in a hospital, nursing could be so much easier and way more life-giving and way more impactful to patients. So I try to take that mindset with me and into my future career as a nurse.
That's really good.
yeah, there's not a lot of overlap in what I do professionally.
I thought you were going to say there's not a lot of things you want to take.
No, there's a lot from camp I could take away, but being a metal worker and camp counselor aren't exactly side by side, but totally the attitude thing. I smile way more than all of my other coworkers, and maybe it's because I'm just oblivious, but I think it's because I just have a better attitude. And I think camp just helps with that.
Yeah.
Like, I'm thinking about Cotton Eye Joe in the back of my head, and everyone else is trusting about God knows what. Whatever. But yeah, it's certainly an attitude thing.
It changes the work environment.
Yeah. If you just think.
When you choose your words. Yeah.
Tuesday.
Tuesday.
It's good.
Yeah.
Tuesday.
Make
Choose
every
your
day
attitude.
Tuesday.
Yeah.
Okay, final question for you guys, and then viewers, you can comment down below what your answer would be. But just what's the most rewarding part of camp in working at it? So like what's been the most fulfilling, satisfactory, rewarding feeling or just result you've had from working at camp?
The tan.
The tan. That's good.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, but besides the tan, which is a great perk, it's so rewarding at the end of 10 weeks to look back and be like, wow, I just did 10 weeks of camp. I saw so many campers and they all had a great time. And in the moment, it feels like a long day and you don't know what you're doing. You don't really notice the impact, but with perspective after camp is done, thinking about what you just did and what you taught the campers, it's impactful to see how you use your summer and how that's going to impact way more than just a summer at camp.
It's really good.
Definitely the relationships that you build and get to see grow, like with the campers and their relationship with Christ, but also your relationships with the people that get to know. Man, a lot of my closest friends I met at camp or I continue to see outside of camp. It's just a huge blessing to get to know the people that are around here, even the campers. Like, just to know that you are making a difference in their life in a really important way is rewarding of itself. It's refreshing to get to see that. I've had campers, when I'm visiting for maintenance stuff, I've had campers come up to me and be like, "Oh man, we really miss you," and like, you made a big difference in my life. Things like that. That's just the best thing to hear.
Yeah, that's awesome. Very cool. Thanks for sharing. Well, like I said, viewers, you guys can comment down below just what, in your experience, has just been the most rewarding part of working at camp, or maybe what you're looking forward to this summer. So, yeah, thanks.
And who your favorite twin is.
Yeah.
And why is it Grace?
Yeah,
Why
that's
would it be
good.
Grace?
Very cool. Thanks for coming on, guys. Thanks for talking about,
Yeah.
twin telepathy, sunscreen sandwiches, and just the impact that camp can
covered
make.
every base,
so,
didn't we?
Dude, we really did. This was incredibly productive, I feel like.
Yeah,
so,
I
that's
think so
awesome.
too.
Very cool. Well, thanks for coming on, guys.
Yeah.
Catch you guys in the next one.